This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Today it's the continuing saga of the mods that I'm doing to this guitar, a Glary GTL Telecaster copy. I'm sure you know about Glary guitars. They are cheap and cheerful, built down to a price, but essentially good guitars, good modding platforms. They're functional guitars and, you can do a lot with them. They're a bit of a blank canvas, and that's exactly what we're doing with this guitar. First modification we did a few weeks ago was to get rid of the rather muddy sounding ceramic pickups that it came with and install these. What we've got in here now is a set of Vanson vintage classic Alnico Telecaster pickups, dirt cheap but good sounding pickups. Just search on eBay for Vanson pickups. I think they're also available on Amazon as well. Then that made a big difference to the sound, obviously. Then the last thing we did was chuck in some Wilkinson brass bridge saddles, which also made not a huge difference to the sound, but it was perceivable that there was something different happening. But the big question everybody talks about with Telecasters is the issue of whether going from a top-loader bridge, where the strings kind of come out here at the back of the bridge, where they basically load on the top of the guitar, essentially, going from that style of bridge to what this guitar now has, which is a string-through bridge, where the strings actually go through the body and come out the back, like that. Does that make a big difference to the sound? Well, as you can see, I've done this modification to this guitar. It used to have a top loader bridge. Now it's got a string through bridge. And obviously I did some sound samples. I was using these settings when I was recording in Reaper, just one of the presets in Positive Grid Bias Amp 2. There was a fresh set of strings on the guitar for both tests, both the top loader examples and the string through examples. And now we're going to take a listen to how those sounds measure up when you hear them side by side. Here we go. So what do you think? Did the string through make a big difference? Did it make any difference? Personally, myself, I think it made a little bit of a difference. It seemed to widen the sound of the guitar a little bit. There's a more defined treble response and a more defined bass response. Especially, I think that the bass response comes through on the bridge pickup. Especially when you're thumping away on the low E string, as you heard me doing in those examples there. And when you go to the neck pickup, there's a more kind of sweetness to the treble, I think. The big difference that it's made is to the feel of the guitar. This now feels like a much more grown-up instrument. It's just got a stiffer, tauter feel to it. The string tension is, kind of noticeably, chunkier now for the same gauge set of strings. So you could make the argument, and I would probably go along with this, that you could achieve pretty much the same results, like a slightly beefier tone and, kind of more chunky feeling, stiffer, tighter feeling string tension, just by going from a set of 10s up to a set of 11s. So, if the thought of drilling holes in your guitar is, fills you with a little bit of trepidation, then that might be something that you could do to achieve a similar result. On the topic of how I drilled the holes, I don't have a drill press or a pillar drill. I just used a hand drill and went very, very, very slowly. And as you can see from these results here, no, the holes didn't all line up perfectly, which is, the drill bit when you're using a hand drill will wander a little bit no matter how careful you are. It's frankly about as straight as a politician's expenses claim, isn't it? But, on a guitar like this, where it's a kind of home done modification, I'm reasonably happy with how that turned out. If that was, how it looked on a factory guitar, then I would have be probably sending it back, but it isn't. It's, just done by a fat bald lad in Redcar, so it's bound to turn out a little bit less than factory looking. But you know what? It's fulfilled its purpose. This guitar now feels much more like a Telecaster, and I think sounds a little bit more like one of the big boys as well. So there you go. That is what difference it makes when you go from a top loader Telecaster bridge to a string through Telecaster bridge. Let me know what you think in the comments. Could you hear much of a difference? How did it come across in the video? Certainly in the room when you're kind of hearing it, as I say, when you're there in the room with it, the difference is a little bit more perceivable than it seems to come across on the video. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you found the video useful and informative, and if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so, and why not give me a like while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream tomorrow, Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we sit around and have a beer and chat about all things guitar and music related. It's a fantastic way to kick off the weekend, and I would love to see you there if you can make it. But till then, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.